is Unity of Lawrence. And happy Mother's Day! I want to acknowledge all the biological mothers, but also all those who mother us, provide that mothering energy, that nurturing energy in our lives. So happy Mother's Day to all. In Unity, we begin everything with prayer. Let's take a centering breath and open to the divine in all of us and listen to this prayer. On this day, we dedicate our hearts to peace on earth. We appreciate everyone's spiritual journey and the abundant blessings bestowed upon us. In unity with all who seek to express freedom, joy, and transformation, we welcome our divine inheritance as creators. In harmony with this truth, we live to the best of our ability with a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful spirit. And so it is. Amen. Our prayer chaplains are trained to hold sacred space and pray with you one-on-one. If there's anything in your heart to be held in prayer, we invite you to see Cindy. Where are you, Cindy? There she is. After today's service at the front of the sanctuary. Our chaplains will also pray for you during the week. Just fill out one of those little lilac purple updated prayer request slips and place it in the wooden box outside the office. Chaplains can also visit in times of need. Please just let the office know. And remember, all prayers are confidential. Please remember, if you're interested in singing in the choir, please sign up in the foyer. I have signed up. I saw Phil signed up. Did you sign up? Yes. Power crew. Got the balls of power. Yes. We're looking forward to performing at our Christmas Eve service and possibly earlier in the fall. So thank you for your participation. And now, let's join Holly in singing, Mother, I Feel You.
Good morning. All right, let's tap into that energy of gratitude for the mothers. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Way ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya ho. Way ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya ho. Way ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya ho. Way ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ho. Mother, I hear you in the river song, eternal waters flowing on and on. Mother, I hear you in the river song, eternal waters flowing on and on. Way ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya ho. Way ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya ho. Way ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya ho. Way ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya ho. And now we get to greet each other. Welcome to you all. Way hey 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 yo. Way hey 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 ho. Way hey 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 ho. Way hey 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 ho. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Way ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya ho. Way ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya ho. Way ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya ho. Way ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya ho. Mother, I hear you in the river song, eternal waters flowing on and on. Mother, I hear you in the river song, eternal waters flowing on and on. Way hey 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 ho, way hey 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 ho, way hey 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 ho, way hey 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 ho. Beautiful job, y'all.
Thank you, Holly. And now it's time for our unity intentions. Please affirm with me unity's founding principle together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. And now our Unity of Lawrence vision statement. United in divine love and joy, we celebrate a peaceful and abundant world for all. And finally, our Unity of Lawrence mission statement. We are a thriving spiritual community, sharing love, building bridges, and inspiring transformation. And now, please welcome back our special musical guest, John Keck.
So I'm so fortunate to have my mom here with me today. Her name's Mary. Thank you. If you didn't get to meet her yet, I think we're going to stick around for the potluck, so that's something I'm looking forward to. She asked me what songs I was going to play today, and I just naturally thought of the ones that I know she likes the most. So they are a couple that I've written using words that she's given me, but this first one is a lullaby called Lily. It's really about embracing the joy of life through a little girl's eyes. You're like the lilies of the morning, beautiful and free. I wanna wrap you in my arms. You mean the world to me. Think of you always. Think of you all day. First thought I have in my waking head, last thought I have before I go to bed. You are the wildflowers in the sun. I'm so glad you've come along. We're gonna have so much fun. This is your song. You are my lily of the morning, so beautiful and free. I wanna wrap you in my arms for eternity. wrap you in my arms for the world to see. Wrap you in my arms. You mean everything to me. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Robin Goff is the founder and spiritual leader of the LUT Center, a Unity Service Ministry retreat center near Baldwin City, Kansas. For the past 29 years, she has spearheaded the creation of sacred space on a 95-acre sanctuary. Robin is also a licensed Unity teacher. Please welcome Robin Goff.
Good morning. On this fun Mother's Day, I want you to meet my mother. You can't see her, but she's with me, and definitely instrumental in this talk today. So, of course, where else would she be? So I know that Mother's Day is different things for different people. For some of us, it's a sad time of remembering moms who are no longer here in their physical bodies. And for some of us, it's a time to be together across miles and celebrate and just really honor that person that gave birth to us. And grandmothers as well, and on and on. So I also, though, wanted to spend time today thinking about how we individuate from our mothers. So I don't know about you, but when I was like in my upper teens, 18, 19, something like that, and heading off to college, I was pushing you away, Mom. I didn't want to be like my mother. I wanted to be as unlike her as I could figure out how to be. You know, I didn't want to have any connection to this image that I had at that moment in time of who she was. And so I was actually fairly rejecting, I think. I went as far away to college as I could go and didn't really come back a lot. It was a long trip, you know, but I'd come back some, but pardon me, sorry if I coughed in your ears. It was a long way, and so I didn't get home a whole lot. But I would write letters. But I would write letters to my father, and I would address the envelope to his name only, and I would address the letter to his name only, and I cut my mother out of it altogether. And it was a long time before he said, you know, this really kind of hurts your mother's feelings. I went, oh, yeah. But it was like this push that I had, this need that I had to push myself away to do that individuation process that I think is really a big thing between mothers and daughters, but I think men do that as well as they're growing and learning to individuate from moms and from dads too, but today we're focused on the mom story. So I don't think it was truly a rejection of my mother because she was so bad. She was not a bad mom. She was a great mom. My friends all loved her. But, well, I did too. But there was behaviors when I'm starting to become sort of closer to an adult that I'm seeing behaviors in her that I don't want to be like that. You know, I thought there was stuff going on that was making her very unhappy. And so that was coming out as a lot of yelling and raging and things like that. I thought, no, I'm not going to be like that. So I think that it is an essential process for us to go through that, to be able to come around then to see our mothers differently. So it was only when I was older that I could see what my mother was going through at that time. what her story was, what her challenges were, what her childhood story was, you know, that all played together into who she could be as a mother and what she could bring to us as a mother. There were 5 of us and a cousin that lived with us as well. So she was busy all the time. And there was 10 years in between a couple of my siblings. So she was being in that maternal state for a long, 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 long time and feeling like, well, you know, I went to college and I had a degree in music and I thought I was going to do something with it. And she never did. She never got that opportunity or never took that opportunity to be that person. So she was in that mother role for all of my childhood. So I think that it's very much like a snake that's growing and has to squeeze out of its skin. So that the skin is too tight and it literally has to wiggle its way out, and it uses a rock to push against, a rock or some solid object to push against to be able to work its way out of that skin that's too tight. And isn't that what it feels like when we're individuating from mom and needing to push ourselves ahead, which is essential for our growth? So the snake can then get bigger because it's shed the old tightness of that skin. So some mothers do this stage better than others as their children are individuating. Now, I've been watching this with my daughter and her daughters, who are 2 of them now. 2 of my grandchildren are old enough that I've seen this process with them. And the rejection of my daughter by her daughters, you know, it's like an ongoing story. So each time I learn a little bit more about that and see it from a different vantage point. But some mothers really, really wrestle with that empty nest time. It can really cause some depression. You know, you go from this time when you give birth to this little being, and the first time you gaze into their face, into their eyes, something unbelievable happens that is with you forever. And no matter what the story is, beyond that point, there is this moment of incredible bonding. And of course, that bonding's been happening inside your body for 9 months as well. So it's a deep, deep bond that's happening. And I think that there is something about that squeezing through the birth canal that is somewhat like this squeezing out again out of your skin later on. So it's a process going on and on and on throughout our lives. And we can get different pieces of learning from it each time it happens. You know, it happens as you go off to kindergarten. It happens as you go off to college. It happens as you get married or get your first job or go off to the service or whatever your story is, you know. So what I'm thinking is that it's possible for us to find a new rock for us to push against as we go along. Now, some of you probably have had that experience of finding a new mom figure in your life, maybe your stepmother in some cases, but maybe you just found another role model person in that female age group that you really related to and found it easier. Now, I remember when my first grandchild was born, my daughter was still individuating. She was very young. She was a sophomore in college. And I could still feel her doing that pushing out of her skin time. And so I said, you know, when I had you, I did not want my mom there until after I gave birth. It's just something I had to do alone. And so I give you permission. If you want to choose another woman who lives, because she lived halfway across the country, who lives there by you, who can coach you through this whole thing. And she right away knew exactly who that woman was, who had a bunch of kids herself and was really a great labor coach. And so it was kind of a freeing thing to give her that permission. Now, I could be there for this birth of her second child, and that was a really great mom-daughter bonding experience for us, but there was something about that individuation time that she needed to have that freedom. So when we hit a certain age, I think we come to a point where we want to rewrite that story of how we are with our mothers. And you know, it reminds me of this story. This mother and son are in the park. And the mother's sitting in the rose garden on this beautiful afternoon like today and just enjoying the afternoon. And the little boy's climbing on the rocks and jumping all around. And after a bit, he comes to her with this beautiful red rose. And he says, "Mom, you are as beautiful as this red rose." And Mom says to him, "Oh, honey, why don't you ever tell Mommy that you love her?" And so it's important for us to notice that we don't all give and receive love in the same way. So a little homework assignment might be to think about, how did my mother show me love? It might not be in Hallmark ways, you know, that you think it ought to be. It might be totally different kinds of things. So just noticing the ways that your people that matter to you, who are around you, are giving you love. And maybe you're not even catching that. Maybe you're not even noticing that. And so we begin to rewrite a story. And, you know, another reason that the snakes shed their skin is to rid themselves of any parasites that might be hanging out in that. And so we can rid ourselves of those icky things from our old story and look at the story again from a more mature perspective as we grow and grow. So you can also be that rock for yourself. So I love that phrase about how you hit a point where it's time that only you can complete the story that your parents could only begin. So allowing yourself to step out of that victim place. Now, many of you know the story of my mother's death by suicide, and I lived as a victim of that story for decades. And I sort of needed to hang on to that feeling, that victim feeling. I don't know why that is exactly, but it's like it's a tragedy, a trauma that's in there, and I wasn't ready to let go of that. And I loved to tell the story over and over and over again. So depending on how much tragedy or trauma there's been in your story with your mother, you may or may not need to rewrite how you see it. Now, Mom, you know, we're here 50 years later, and I credit my mother with who I am today. I would not be the person I am if she hadn't done her story the way she did. And I would not have a light center if I had not been catapulted out of the place I was at that time as a young woman. So I credit her for that. So the things that we attribute to mother traditionally are things like cooking and doing the dishes and sewing and tending the house and birthing the babies and so forth. So nowadays, I think that we are breaking that mold a great deal and coming to get it that maternal energy is way more than those traditional mother roles that used to be. Now, I'm a child of the 50s, so I've got some pretty traditional roles in there in my childhood memory, and probably some of you do as well. But really, the maternal force is that creative force that is in every single one of us, regardless of what gender we are operating in. So I love this story, and of course, it is somewhat dated as well. It's just a story from Patricia's Son about a little boy and a little girl playing in the sandbox on a beautiful summer's day. And they're sitting in the sand, and the little girl is making little things with sand and putting them on plates and said, now, I'll be the mommy and you'll be the daddy and I'll make the food and I'll serve you dinner at night and I'll clean the house and I'll have the babies and I'll take care of the babies and you'll go to work and you'll come home every day and then I'll see you and have dinner all ready for you and blah, 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 blah. And the little boy is playing with his truck. You know, it is different characteristics of the way we think and the way we talk. So Patricia's sun point was the women have always been the linear thinkers, thinking ahead to how we will eat. So in the indigenous tribe example, the women were the ones who scouted out the new place for the tribe to move for the winter, where there's plenty of food sources, where there's running water, so on and so forth. And the men were more the ones with their spears and doing the fighting and catching the food for us to put on the table. So these qualities can be in all of us, both the linear and the nonlinear. There in our brains for all of us. And so as we begin to divorce ourselves from some of these old school kind of prejudice, I guess, ideas that we've had about this is what the man does, this is what the woman does, all that's blurring now, and isn't that great? So that we can all stand in our masculine and our feminine. So, hooray, we're making progress. Okay, so my thinking then, of course, goes to nature, and I think about the mother tree. So when I did the very first workshop at the Light Center, it was with Eva White Desert Eagle, and she told us, you can go out and find the mother tree on your land, wherever you live, maybe in your neighborhood even. And so I didn't totally get that at the time, but I thought, oh, that's a nice concept, and I picked that tree there, and it feels like a mother tree and so forth. But then over the years, then I've learned more, and I'm sure a lot of you have as well, about how there is a mother tree in an area, and through the mycelium, that white ligament, feathery pieces that go out through the soil, carrying the microbes, carrying the messages. They send out messages to every other tree and every other plant of all different species in that area. So that's an amazing concept, isn't it? To think about trees communicating through this network. And you can see it. I mean, you pick up an old log and it'll have that white lines growing of mycelium on it. You can see that. But it also goes way, 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 way out underground and far, far away. And so it's like, okay, we have that too. We're as good as the plants. We're as good as the trees. So of course, we have that same kind of thing too. And so that causes me to think about the very best rock that we have to help us shed our skins as we keep growing and we keep transforming. And that's the third rock from the sun. Yeah. So how does that work? Well, maybe we don't have exactly mycelium. Maybe it's not exactly the same thing, but it's certainly all connected. We have lines of energy that extend out from us and go everywhere. It's unlimited. They go all the way around the whole planet. They go all across the land and through the air and through the soil and connect us all into oneness. What an amazing thing to think about. Now, some of you probably are real familiar with that. There is a term Indra's net, which is an old, old way of describing that net, and it talks about how there's little jewel points that sparkle all along that net that goes out and surrounds us all. So that net is carrying information. So as I think of something, chances are people all over the place are thinking of the same thing. Like that 100th monkey concept, that when one person gets an idea, other people get the idea at the same time. So my friend Christopher is here. Some of you will remember him from Bethany and Sarah's wedding. He was the fire thrower guy. Yeah, so Susan and Stefan live at the Light Center, and the three of us were sitting at the kitchen table planning and talking, and we said, you know, we really, really need some more help with the grounds and gardens. Wouldn't it be great if Christopher would come back and be that garden dude for the summer? In 1 minute, I had a text in my phone from Christopher saying, is that garden position still open? I'm thinking maybe I'll come and spend the summer with you guys and do that for you. Yeah, 1 minute. And he said, oh, I'm sorry, I got to work on that. I'm a little slow. But no, I think it took that long for him to type the text. You know, I think he got it instantaneously as the thought was thought. Wow. Okay, so another example of how fast the information is moving through this net right now. As I was preparing this talk this week, I thought, you know, maybe not everyone has seen a snake skin that's been shed by a snake. Are there people who have never seen that? You've all seen it? Wow. Well, I brought one along. So, so what happened was I thought that thought, maybe there are people who haven't experienced this snake skin shedding thing. And the very next morning, I went into the garden where I had been there yesterday, and it wasn't there, and there was the snake skin that this big snake had presented to me. So I did bring it along. I think I'll take it downstairs when we have lunch down there. So it won't ruin your appetite, I promise. It's really cool, and you can see its eyeballs. I mean, where the eyeballs were. It's really, this was an enormous snake. This is only part of it. I'm sure there was more to it. And I did see the snake the next day, and he was gigantic. So, but I thought that was really special that he decided to give his skin for this talk that we were having, sharing together. So, thank you, snake. So I just want to close with this poem that I love so much. This is from Alice Walker, and it's called We Have a Beautiful Mother. Her hills are buffaloes, her buffaloes hills. We have a beautiful mother. Her oceans are wombs, her wombs are oceans. We have a beautiful mother. Her teeth are the white stones at the edge of the water. The summer grasses, her plentiful hair. We have a beautiful mother. Her green lap immense. Her brown embrace eternal. Her blue body, everything we know. Thank you. Go sit here.
So inspired, thank you. So many of your words are actually words that I have in one of the songs today, and I'm just kind of buzzing right now from this room. Thank you all again for having me here. I'm going to play a song that I wrote for my mom, specifically with words that she has given me advice. And my mom is a very creative person. She'll say that she's not. If you ask her about what talents she has, she'll say, I was a teacher, a middle school math teacher. And there's so much more. She's a painter, she's a writer, she's an influencer before there was social media, participated in so many community organizations and performing arts associations. And we had some distance between us when I was growing up in those same years. It was very challenging for her. And for me, I just didn't know I didn't think about other people, to be honest with you. But when I had this idea to write a song about her, I asked her for advice, and she said, "Don't be caught in the light." And that's might sound contradictory to what we're here to talk about today, and finding the light. But it was words that my grandfather had given to her. He was a pilot in World War II, and it was meaningful in one way for me to hear it, because I was thinking of stage lights and performing in front of people and having a big head, basically. And there's some other words in the song, but it takes longer to explain than it does to actually play it. And I'd love to talk to you more about it after while we're having lunch. The one really important thing that I'd like to mention before I finish is the story. This is the story of my life in a nutshell. And a friend of mine, another mother who I found that has given me guidance, said to not be caught in the light, but find the light for yourself. So I'm going to incorporate another song into this as I finish. I was born in Georgia sunshine, raised between the loblolly pine. My mama is Missouri queen, unto her I owe everything. She hitched a ride on a shooting star. They went everywhere, near and far. The father warned her, don't be caught in the light. You gotta fly high if you're gonna make it through the night. And she returned to the house on the hill to teach me lessons about standing still. She said, all the trouble comes your way, this too shall pass one day. Now it's taken a lifetime to get this far. There are no more shooting stars. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Shine, shine, shine.
Thank you, John. Okay, so let's take this story a little deeper. I invite you to center in, take a couple deep breaths. Come into that space of meditation, however you do that. And we call in our mothers and their mothers and their mothers before them, and all of our ancestors, all of Earth Mother's spirits who assist with the growing of plants on this earth. And the star energies, the sun and the moon, the angels, all the ways that we receive guidance for our lives. So I'd invite you now to begin at the bottom of your feet where you connect down to Mother Earth. And we're going to use that solid rock of Mother Earth to feel what it feels like to shed our skins. So feel yourself pushing yourself higher, up through your legs, through your torso, your belly. Let your belly be nice and soft so you can move freely. Feel yourself still pushing against the earth as the energies move higher in you and through you. And bring your awareness to your heart center. Allowing your heart center to break open. Sometimes we have to hold it pretty tight, so we intentionally allow it to expand wide open. There's this energy from the rock, the mother rock, who holds us and nurtures us, keeps moving upward through your body, pushing, stretching, filling your heart center more and more. And if it feels tight, then let it expand some more and get bigger. So you can take in all that love from the heart of the mother. Up through your neck, your throat, your windpipe, moving up into your head. So take a moment to come into the very center of your head, the center of your brain, where all your master glands are hanging out in control of your whole body's systems. It's a very important part of your being. So feel an expansion there, right in the center of your brain. Pushing upward. Energy's pouring in through the bottom of your feet, up through your whole body now, into your brain, and moving freely out through the top of your brain, your head, your crown, pouring out into the space around you. And we know that it circulates back down to earth and comes through your body again. So it's going around and around, always in motion. Feeling yourself moving now outward. What does that feel like to shed your skin so that you can transform and become even bigger? Your belief system expands, your trust expands, your intuition expands. As you come into an ongoing place of growth into the highest being that you can be. And as we birth through our physicality, allowing it to expand, we also then engage the energies of the heavens, which blends and moves through us, grounding us as well. So Feel the newness of yourself. Feel your gratitude for the rocks that you have pushed against throughout your whole life, especially moms. And feel that expansion in every single cell in your body, vibrating with this nurturing maternal love that we celebrate today. And I'll send out a sound to add even more light into every cell in your being. And that pure love, unconditional love energy of our Mother, Father, God, vibrates in every cell in your being and radiates forth into the world as you. And for our ever deepening understanding of this truth, we do give thanks. Thank you, God. And so it is.
That was so beautiful. Thank you. I meditate quite a bit. It's something that I just interchange the words prayer and meditation in my mind, and that was very moving. I'm trying to regain my composure now. Thank you. I've got one more song for you, and this one is hopefully a little bit funny. I don't know if my mom stole this line, but when she would bring food to the table, she would say, I hope you like it. That's all there is. And from that, you can learn so much about her and my life and the way that I grew up. And I just love it. It makes me laugh every time she does it. But it's really true about life, and I was moved by what you were saying about the interconnectivity. I've researched that quite a bit. I love science, and I love understanding our reality and the singularity that we exist in, and the metaphor of the river, which has been echoed several times today, is a big part of this song. So, this is. I'll just say this. My mom's wearing a mask today. She's been going through cancer, surviving cancer for the last 5 years. And this song comes out of the lessons learned from the last 5 years. When the river of life rises to greet you, may you jump in with both feet to steer you. May you find what you need along your journey. May the journey become all of you. I hope you like it, that's all there is. I hope you like it, that's all there is.
pilot your consciousness. May you wrap your arms around bliss. May you taste a little bit of happiness when your life becomes all of this. I hope you like it, that's all there is. Hope you like it, that's all there is. May you find love, let love grow. Let love become all that you know. Let love fill your soul. Let the light become all there is. When the river of life meets the ocean, the tide turns, take you on. Know you are with me as I am with you. We will live in our song. Hope you like it, that's all there is. Hope you like it, that's all there is. May you be the hero of your story. May you write the end to new beginnings. May you welcome all of the learnings and find a little joy and glory. I hope you like it, that's all there is. I hope you like it, that's all there is. I hope you like it, that's all there is. May grace be with you all.
Well, the sentiment is mutual, John, because I've been tearing up after every song you've done today. So let me also regain my composure. And as our ushers come forward for our time of thanks, I invite you to join me as we hold our gifts to this community in our hands and love in our hearts. Let's affirm together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And as the love offering is collected, let's join Holly in singing, I Am One with the Heart of the Mother.
And each of these parts are standalone, so you can choose any of these things that you want to sing today. Here we go. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Ave Maria, Kyrie eleison. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Let me remember, 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 let me remember. I am one with God.
And as our ushers come forward, sorry, I got so caught up. That was so beautiful. And as our ushers come forward, here's our prayer of thanks. Please listen. We are grateful, and we bless the flow of good that supports our unity community. We bless the givers who give their time, talent, and treasure. We stand in the knowing that the flow of good goes forth only to return again and again. And so it is. Amen. And now for our opportunities. A special welcome to our guests today. Thank you so much for joining us, whether you're here in person or via Zoom. Hi, Mom. And for more information about Unity of Lawrence and the Unity Movement, please pick up a welcome packet in the foyer. The second Sunday potluck is today. Please join us downstairs for great food and fellowship. Everyone is welcome, and there's plenty of food, so please join us. A friendly reminder that we have open meditations here at 6:30 every Tuesday in the sanctuary. The men's and those who identify as male fellowship group continues Thursdays at 7 p.m. This month will be our time to donate to our local food pantry, Just Food. Pick up a few extra items, bring them to the church, and deposit them in the barrel in the foyer. Let's support a very important food resource for our community. A list of suggestions is in the foyer, and the barrel will be picked up May 31st. Please join us this Wednesday, May 15th at 7 p.m. for a collaboration of sound healers from around the region. Prepare to relax and release in a time of vibrational sound healing in a group setting. Bring a blanket or a mat if you wish to lie on the floor. Suggested donation, $20. And I'm coming to that. That sounds amazing. You can support one of our Unity of Lawrence special musicians that hails from Colorado Springs, Jeremy Facknitz, with a special concert this coming Thursday, May 16th at 7 p.m. at 901 Pennsylvania Street. That's 901 Studios, the home of Sugarfoot Detour. And join us next Sunday when Jay Pryor will bring us the message, The Game of Life, special music with Jeremy Facknitz. And now it's time to rise as you are able to sing the peace song.